Good morning to all. In this video, I am going to discuss about the basic concept of direct and indirect band gap materials. In optical fiber communication, optical source or active components whose fundamental function is to convert the incoming electrical energy into optical energy. Hence, we can also call the optical sources as a transducer. We all know the transducer can convert one form of energy into another form of energy. The optical sources is the major component in optical transmitter. Popularly, we use two optical sources. One is light emitting diode LED, another one is semiconductor laser diode. We can also refer this as injection laser diode or ILDS. In optical fiber communication link, the source power should be coupled into the fiber with a minimum coupling loss. That is, the source which emits the light, that light transmitted to the receiver by means of this fiber. So, there need a coupling. How must be the coupling means? The coupling efficiency must be maximum. In such a case, the coupling loss must be minimum. So always coupling efficiency must be very good for large amount of data to transmit over that. Then we'll just discuss about direct and indirect band gap. When electron transition to take place to or from the conduction band with the absorption or emission of a photon respectively. Here, the photon can have considerable energy, which is h mu by c is very small. The semiconductors can also be classified as either direct band gap or indirect band gap, depending upon the shape of the band gaps. The shape of the band gaps is a function of the momentum k. We had two band gap material, one is direct band gap, another one is indirect band gap. Let us see the first one, direct band gap material. In the direct band gap material, the electron from the conduction band can recombine with a hole in the valence band directly by emitting a light photon of energy h mu. Here, the electron and hole have the same momentum value. The direct recombination is possible here while we are using this direct band gap material source. And the lifetime, that is the recombination time of the charge carriers, is also very less. They are used to fabricate LEDs and laser diodes. So these direct band gap material is widely used for the fabrication of our light source. These direct band gap semiconductor devices in generally have much higher internal quantum efficiency. And the next one is indirect band gap material. For indirect band gap material, the conduction band minimum and the valence band maximum energy levels occur at different value of the momentum. Okay, so this is in the case of direct band gap material. To perform this band to band recombination, it must involve a third particle called as phonons. We all know that it is a crystal lattice vibration. To conserve momentum, since the photon momentum is very small here. Here, the lifetime of the charge carrier is more. Due to longer lifetime of these charge carriers, these are used to fabricate the rectifier diodes and transistors. These are used to make amplifiers, switchers, and the integrated circuits. So these are the two materials we have learned now. But in the case of optical communication transmitter side, the direct band gap materials are widely used.